Okay, so here's a video to find intercepts from an equation. Once we have those intercepts, we can graph them and find slope. So let's take a look at our first example. We have 3x plus 4y equals negative 24. So if we want to find an x-intercept, we make y equal to 0. So to do that, we'll have 3x plus 4, and then y becomes 0, and that will equal negative 24. So anything times 0 is just 0. So now we have 3x equals negative 24. So to get x alone, divide both sides by 3, and x will equal negative 8. So that tells us, and with this grid here, let's go by 2's. So if this first part was negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, negative 8, let's plot that intercept. So that's our first point, negative 8 and 0. The next point we want to find is the y-intercept. So if we want to find the y-intercept, then x has to equal 0. So we'd have 3 times 0 plus 4y equals negative 24. And then, again, anything times 0 will just be 0. So let's get y alone, divide both sides by 4. Y will equal negative, 6. There we go. So when we're going down by 2's, so we'll have negative 2, negative 4, negative 6. So now we've plotted both points. Once you've done that, so just write this, we have 0, negative 6 here, you can connect your dots. So if we connect our dots, we get the equation, or we graph the line. Now, when you want to find the slope of the line, when it's graphed nicely and you have some clear points, you can just use rise over run. So slope in its most simple form is rise over run without using the equation y2 minus y1 equals x2 minus x1. So if I have my two clear points, I can say that I go down, and remember we're going by 2's, so down 2, 4, 6. So we'd have negative 6, and I'm going to the right, and I'm going over again. 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm going to the right 8. So I can reduce my slope to negative 3 over 4. So there we have our first example, more at the intro level, where you can find your intercepts, graph your intercepts, and then use your graph to find your slope, just looking at rise over run. Now, the next example I have is a little bit harder. This I would say is your intermediate level, because now we have a quadratic equation. So let's find the y-intercept first, because it will be easier. So finding your y-intercept, you want to make x equal to 0. So that first one, I would have 0 squared minus 2 times 0 minus 3. So notice again, anything times 0 is going to just cancel itself out. So your y-intercept is crossing at negative 3. So I'm going to just first start by going by 1's here. So if I go down 1, down 2, down negative 3, that would be my y-intercept, 0, negative 3. Now with the next part, we're going to take a look at finding the x-intercept, and if you have an x-intercept, you know that y equals 0. So here you have 0 equals x squared minus 2x minus 3. And with this one, we want to factor it and see how we can set each factor equal to 0, because we're going to have two intercepts. So let's take a look at that. For this one, you want to remember your sum and your product. So what adds to your middle term and multiplies to your last. So here we'd have negative 2 times 1, or wait, let me think this through, negative 3 times 1. So negative 3 times 1 would be equal negative 3, and negative 3 plus 1 would give you negative 2. So here I'd have x minus 3 and x minus 1. And then if either of these were equal to 0, the whole thing would equal 0. So now we can set each factor equal to 0, set x minus 3 equals 0, and that would tell us that x has to equal positive 3. Same thing with the next one, x minus 1 would equal 0. Solving for x would equal positive 1. So we can plot those points at positive 3. Oopsie, this should have been positive 1, so this would be negative 1. Okay, I just was missing that because this value was positive, not negative. So that with that change, we would have had, again, we'd have positive 3, but we'd also have negative 1. So we have all of our points plotted, and now you would want to just make your parabola, something like that. I should have done it a little bit better by going through those points. And in this one, we don't actually have to find the slope, because for the slope as we've done it, it's just rise over run, or we have the other part. But what you could do is find the slope of parts of this line, but we wouldn't be asked to do that. So we could be done here. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please subscribe. And if there's any other video I could ever do for you, please just let me know. Thank you for watching.